frankincense and myrrh burn. I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777, as the frankincense and myrrh burn. I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777.
Frankincense and myrrh smells so good, had to put it on my shirt. But better than that, it's the word. I used to live so absurd, bending every curve with the slur of my word. The taste of life had me right up all night, high in the sky like planes when they fly. Trying to get a glimpse of heaven, knew what I was missing. But then the prophet said, wisdom and understanding is your blessing. Money is the root of all your stressing. The power that lies within, that's the spirit. Take heed, don't dare miss it. Like fathers walking out on their children, walking into hell's kitchen. 666, what numbers you bearing? It's that holy grail, holy seventh Sabbath day. I pray I don't travel in the winter. All my girl gets sucked, cause greater than the days of Noah, these last days.
As the frankincense and myrrh burn, I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777, as the frankincense and myrrh burn. I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777.
I got the 1611 in my lap. Evil spirits lurking around me, so I gotta light a match. World War III, pray my Aki got my back. By Hashimba, rock a thumb, raise my fist and give them that. These internet prophets got me logging on my Mac. If you only preaching on the internet, it's all cap. If you only preaching on the internet, it's all caps. LOZ, we in the trenches, air Sabbath, that's a fact. Holding posts at the camp till my stomach get a cramp. Trying to save a couple souls right before these clouds crack. The law was a light, so I'm shining like a lamp. Write these scriptures on my heart, Lord, I need that holy stamp. I'm patiently waiting, eyes on the kingdom, be ready to take it. If you scared, go to church, cause it's about to get dangerous. Open up the book of law, while the heathen is painting. Got that frankincense burning while I'm thumbing through pages in
the frankincense and myrrh burn. I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777, as the frankincense and myrrh burn. I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777.
It's that frankincense and myrrh burn. 777, Yahweh shall gon' return. Take the kingdom of heaven. Pharisees, you wicked, misinterpret the scriptures. Took millions out your congregation trying to get richer. My main man who put me in the truth is down with you. All praises to the occupant, LOZ to reconfigure. Walking the narrow path, praying to become destined. Have faith in this personification will be a blessing. Metaphorically spitting this truth, giving them facts. We stay strapped, apocryphas and Bibles on our backs. They want us eradicating the hood, giving us crack. Matter of fact, we gonna put Edom up in the trap. Trigger killing my brothers like bombing the Taliban. We got next nuclear warfare on Babylon. Revelation coming soon, another Vietnam. Look out for the whistle, hit you with a missile and a bomb.
As the frankincense and myrrh burn, I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777, as the frankincense and myrrh burn, I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures, I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777.
As I'm flipping through these scriptures, breaking down the parable, when that revelation hit you, how you feeling so hysterical, but now I get the picture. I wait for his return. Thank you, y'all, for the baptism of this wisdom that I learned as my frankincense is burned. I'm meditating heavy on these laws, all that folly talk, I'm really not concerned. Completion number 7, that 144 cages doing what it take to earn my rightful place in heaven. Woe unto you, reverence, scattering all our people selling lies in your Sunday service. This should be illegal. Deception, what they feed you, and leave you so confused. The reason why I'm always studying to show thyself approved. Israel who he choose. I'm counting all my blessings. When you got nothing to lose, there's no reason to be stressing. I always stay secluded with fringes on my shirt, meditating on these scriptures, burning frankincense and myrrh.
As the frankincense and myrrh burn, I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn turn the pages of these scriptures. I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777, as the frankincense and myrrh burn, I start making sense of all the wisdom that I learned. Turn the pages of these scriptures. I see the bigger picture. I wait for his return, earn my rightful place in heaven. 777.
All praises go to the mighty power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for your mercy truly endures forever. Thank you, Yahweh, for all the blessings that you've given us. Thank you for this truth. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. Why, Yahweh?
Twist Productions.
All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Yes, I put the work in, but it's more to do. Gotta keep them laws, yes, we warning you. I was feeling great when I found out we the Jews. Yeah, we the chosen ones, we know the scripts is a loaded gun. All praise to the Father, I know that he got us, he's gracious, I know he's the only one. My spirit on defense in order to reach and remember that we gotta know the Son. Mashiach, Yahweh Shai. Gotta come back to the laws and commandments before it's too late and we at the top. No man knows Yahweh, but we gotta know Yahweh. Keep the fruits of the spirit, we gon' grow like a flower. We down bad in this world, gotta keep the faith, we gon' get the power. The mother nations gon' be scared, I cannot wait till they get devoured. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Yeah. He deserves all the praise, he deserves all the praise. Kingdom stay on my mind, yes, I'm waiting for the day. It's Most High willing, gotta give him thanks cause he chose my image. I need to put the work in, I'm not perfect, so I gotta stay up when I know I'm slipping. I'm repenting on a daily basis, leave my sins behind, I can't leave a trace. All my people steady filled with hatred, time to come together, let us build a nation. We need each other in the fight, these commandments give us life. Can't be low in the spirit, gotta switch it up, get it right. Yeah, break it down. I did not choose this life cause he chose me. I can never go back to the old me. Yeah, I was on my side, I'm never lonely. So we gotta be holy. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Honor your name. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Honor your name. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Honor your name. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Switch it up. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. For the truth.
Second doctrine. All praises to the Most High for this truth. That one is a special track coming down from the Mr. Chariots himself, Mosman War, alongside his Isha Yaquara. This is the Bring It Out podcast. Here we go again. This is a showtime. Tell a friend to log in. Thwada for everybody that's logged in already. Share this on all platforms. Make sure you let the people know that the show has begun. I'm gonna share it on some platforms myself. Right, we're gonna have a great show tonight. We're living in a time of revolution, a time of change in this earth, and it's a blessing to be alive and to be in the truth in these days, to see the downfall of our enemies and the rise of our nation. We have a special show today. I have with me, the hitters, the dream team, right? Crucial Karash is in the building, right? The champ is here.
What up, Israel? And
I also have with me the Shatayut with the brand new LOZ shirt. Got me kind of jealous. You know what I mean? I got to get one of those, right? We got I'm a one Bun Lawyer Bunya Saral in the building. And we have the engineer extraordinaire, with the quick finger on the trigger, making sure that, we all looking crispy and clean, we sounding clear, and that we're going to have a good show tonight, talking about the things that's happening in the world of Israel and in the world out there, because the two worlds colliding at this time. Israel's colliding with the worlds that's out, the other worlds that exist. And what's happening in Israel, what I've noticed was happening in Israel, that divide is not so much the way it used to be. You were very secular back in the 90s. You know what I mean? Like if you weren't at the school, if you wasn't in the book, if you wasn't a soldier, a captain in a camp, then you really didn't have a spot in Israel. But now Israel, the nation of Israel, is expanding. We're growing. We're becoming more diverse in our endeavors. Now we're running into, Israelites everywhere. You know what I mean? And I think that might be the new slogan, that Israelites everywhere. You know what I mean? Because, fringes and borders are spreading like a wildfire in the earth right now. And at the same time, the rulers of this world, they're falling apart, man.
Yeah.
The rulers of this world is shooting at each other.
Talk about it.
They shooting at each other like we were shooting at each other in the 80s. Right? They got something called white on white crime going on. Right? And we as a people, we need to just hold back, stay out of their stuff.
Get the popcorn ready.
You know what I'm saying? Pop the popcorn and deal with our nations, our families, deal with our structure, and they'll deal with theirs. Because, back in the days when our families was all tore up and his family was together, he said that was it was a black problem. You know what I mean? The problems that we're experiencing. It's something that the Negroes go through. But now the table is turning, man. Esau is plummeting into his own depths, and Jacob is rising strong than ever. And, we could be most proud today to, fly your Hebrew Israelite flag and, wear your Hebrew Israelite identity. And nobody should be ashamed or confounded. And I believe that's part of the prophecy, that we no longer be ashamed and confounded.
Mm-hmm.
Right? That the Father will make it a beautiful thing to be a Hebrew in the earth again. Right? The mega hat, somebody knocked off Trump mega hat. Yeah. I don't know how you're gonna make America great again like that, but
they tried to pop his red balloon.
Yeah, so that's not gonna work right there. You can't make America great like that, running for your life. Right. So but we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna talk about the assassination was prophesied. We're gonna talk about how our rise is prophesied to be their fall. Two kings cannot sit on the same throne. When the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, it was taken out of the hand of the righteous. When the earth is put back in the hand of the righteous, it's going to be taken out of the hand of the wicked. This is what you're witnessing in the earth. So being righteous today is more important than it's ever been in the earth. And we have a responsibility to each other as a nation, as a family, as a people to, when we read about us being their brother keeper, I mean, when the Father was, one of the first lessons in the garden that was given to us as we expanded our souls is to be a keeper of your brother, right? That lesson came through Cain and Abel. And we saw the outcome of not being our brother's keeper and what could possibly transpire, hating each other. That's one of the first lessons in Torah, in when we come to the book. And if you understand how Torah works, some of the first lessons are the most important lessons, right? This is how Torah works, right? So some of the first things that Yahweh said unto us as a people, or showed us through his word, is the foundations of our understanding all the way through all things. Right? I'm not hearing myself in the microphone, in the headphones anymore, right? So we have to be mindful. I'm starting to hear it now. Turn up a little bit more, right? So we're starting to, we have to have that understanding that the first principles of the Most High. And one of the first principles, of course, he made man and woman and said what? Be fruitful and multiply. That's one of the first principles, right? That men and women of our nation are supposed to be together, right? We're not a homosexual nation of people. That never was something that our people did. We're not a living single people either. We're a family oriented nation. Our very inception was built on building large, strong families with one focus, one head, which is the husband, the father, the Abba, right? The Abba, if you know that, those are Hebrew, the head of house, right? That was the foundation of the nation that Yah created to be his special people. And in doing that, then he expanded it with children that are in order under their parents, and children that loved each other. What? One of the first lessons, Cain and Abel, they didn't love each other, right? Or, mainly Cain didn't love Abel, I should say. And through that hatred, he ended up killing his brother, right? And that hatred is something that we have to eradicate out of our heart, our soul, our spirit, man. As a people, we're too easily hating one another. We hate each other by accident. You know what I'm saying? Like we claim to love each other, but then we end up hating each other, and we don't even realize that's what we're doing sometimes, because we're so trained to hate one another or hate everybody outside of your little circle or your little clique or your little, your concern, and got no concern outside of that. So we're going to talk about building the nation.
Like, you ever been in public and you see another brother or sister and you just look at them and why that brother looking at me like that? Like,
yeah.
It's a completely stranger.
We've been programmed to hate one another. And to what gain? You know what I mean? This hatred is not going to gain us anything. Actually, it's going to bring us to our demise if we don't realize. That's why when Seth was brought forth, it was us getting another chance. And that's what we learned about, that you can't really destroy righteousness. You know what I mean? You could put it down for a minute, but it's coming back, right? Cain, okay, you try to knock righteousness out of the earth by killing Abel. Guess what? Here comes Seth, right? Anytime you want to try to take out the righteous, we coming back. You can't, right. you can't eradicate righteousness from the earth, man. That thought pattern is ridiculous, right? So we know that that's not the will of Yah. The will of Yah is that we are mighty and strong in everything that he has given us, and that we hold each other accountable, especially as we see these nations falling apart around us.
Right. Like you said, one of the biggest lessons that we got from the Torah is the first lesson: be fruitful and multiply. So
that's right.
The Most High, his will is for us to be fruitful and to produce.
Right. What's a tree without fruit, man? A tree without fruit is wood for the fire. Right? You remember when we went into the land, they gave us specific instructions. Don't cut the tree down that got fruit on it for fire. You cut the tree down that don't bear fruit. Those trees is what you use to build, to make fires, to do stuff like that. The tree that bear fruit, you leave that alone because you got to eat from that tree. So we're going to be trees. We got to be trees that bear fruit. Trees that bear fruit with the seed within the fruit, because why? It's going to reproduce. Right. That's who we are. We're those trees bearing fruit. These other nations, they said like the chaff. they're wood, they're firewood, right? They're firewood for the Most High. We're not the Most High's firewood, right? We're different trees. There's different trees in the garden. How many trees? They said there was many trees in the garden. Not all trees are the same. Right. Not all trees are the same. You're not the same tree as these other nations. We have a different purpose on this earth. And the more we walk in that purpose, the more the Most High will use us and allow us to elevate in that purpose. Shalom to everybody. The producer is already. She's in the chat, Mariah, the producer. She's letting everybody know to share this on all social media, to tune in. Angie is letting you know to like, share the class tonight. Brew Pill is checked in with us. Bring that out. Shalom to the big cat, Sham Shawan, is in the building. Sister Rona checking in from ATL. What's good in ATL? Now, Imia is on the check-in. All right, good to see that you're here. This is the place to be. And we have Captain Anna and Captain Sham Wa'ala, right? And my Isha on the double check-in, Chief Minister wife Isha. So we have it all there, right? Saying shalom to everybody that's checking in. Remember, let's share this on all platforms. Let the family know we here. The show has started. So I know we got some video. I know we got some information. What we got going on? Unless you want to, we can start out with a script.
The book of Colossians, chapter 3 and verse 17.
Go ahead.
And whatsoever you do in word or deed, do all in the name of the Adonai Yahushai, giving thanks to the Most High and the Father by him.
Mm-hmm. Right. So we giving all thanks to the Most High in the name of Hamashiach Yahushai. You know, always. He's the finisher of our faith. You know, he's why we're here. You know what I mean? He's why we understand the things we understand and we do the things that we do. Right? So, let's, you know, this is a faith-based show. Even though we're going to talk about a lot of different things, right? You know, we're grounded in, you know, we 10 tones down in them scriptures. And you better believe that. You know what I mean? So, you know, if there's any scriptural understanding that the family might need and they have a question, they can put it in the chat, because we definitely 10 toes down with the word of the Most High. But let's get to what videos we got. I know we're gonna go touch on this Trump getting tapped up in the ear business. Right?
Ear piercing.
He got his ears pierced. You know, in front of all his constituents. And you know, there's been a lot of like what do you call that? Like theories on why this took place, on why it happened, and you know what I mean. But you know, what's your thoughts on it? You know what I mean? What you think this is a ploy or this is real? Because you know, Esau Kingdom is really falling apart.
To be honest, I think it's real, because somebody, I believe if I remember correctly, I think somebody did die from like the crossfire of those bullets.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And if it's fake, like that person will have to be really skilled and planned out to be able to be like, I think 120 yards away. That's how far he was.
Yeah.
To be able to just barely graze his ear like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that was a stunt.
Mm-hmm.
Because we know right now Esau's kingdom is falling apart. We could plainly see that the whole government is trying their best to take him out of the way so he don't make it into office. Mm-hmm. Especially we're trying to convict him of all these felonies and etc. Mm-hmm. Him getting immunity is like he's like the chosen vessel to lead to destruction, and they just don't want that to happen.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I was looking at all that too, because it's not like this is an isolated attack. They were trying to attack him financially, they couldn't get him. You know what I mean? He evaded the financial attack. They tried to catch him on his taxes and stuff like that. Couldn't get him. You know what I mean? So they've been trying to get him. You know, when he first came, they were trying to get him on on some sexual harassment charges, right? He paid the money, couldn't get him on that, right? Them people just disappeared. There was a whole bunch of people saying that he did this and that. All of a sudden, they just vanished.
Mhm.
So you know, a check went out, right? So now he's trying to he's trying to, or they're trying to, you know, just shut his mouth completely. There's something that he know or something that he might say, or maybe they're thinking, you know, this guy's a loose cannon. You know what I mean? Like
Mhm.
sometimes you make your own monsters. You know what I'm saying? 'Cause I know they created him, but now they said, man, we made a monster with this guy.
Yeah.
We really gonna bring the end. You know what I'm saying?
One thing I will say, I don't think that the fact that somebody else died is an indication whether this was real or not, because we already know Esau is not unwilling to sacrifice their own. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that should sway us whether it's real or not. I'm not sure if it was real or not, but what I will say is they have a saying, when you aim at the king, you best not miss.
Yeah.
You know, so if this was a real, you know, assassination attempt, all it did was add fuel to the fire of Donald Trump's constituents. You know what I'm saying? Like this is like a rally cry now. Like I feel like I'm confident that, you know, if he survives to the election, that this is pretty much stamping him as the next president.
Oh, for sure.
Because America, they romanticize and they love violence.
Oh,
You know,
yeah.
they romanticize and they love a gangster because he already been, you know, they
He got street cred.
He got street cred now, you know, and the ignorant people in our community, they love it as well. You know what I'm saying? We still romanticize over American, you know, murder attempts and violence and going to jail. So, but specifically though, for his actual, you know, following, you know, Esau, I think this is going to be something that they actually rally over.
Okay, you know, and that might truly be the case, man. You know, but it could have been something that backfired. Like they try to take him out, and then they end up making him bigger.
Right.
Yeah,
because you know what I mean.
He's like a martyr now.
Right now, he's a martyr for people. Now he's, you know what I mean. He's speaking out for all the hillbilly Trump supporters that's out there. Now they looking at him like, yo, this man's a god.
He a die for this
You know
country.
what I'm saying?
He shed blood, sweat, and tears.
If I remember correctly, I think Trump said God is the reason why. God is the one who saved them.
That's what he said.
Yeah, he said that in the news report. He said God saved them. I told brothers, just like Cyrus was the Most High's anointed to go take down Babylon.
Yeah,
Trump got the demonic angels protecting him right now.
Is this a reincarnation of Antiochus Epiphanes? You know what I'm saying? Like, is he the one that's gonna? Because you know they talk about when you read the prophecy, you know they talk about that you know that high demon that's gonna come out of Esau. You know what I mean? Out of the evil nation. They talk about the evil nation. Matter of fact, let's get that Thessalonians 2:2. Second, I think it's Second Thessalonians 2. I believe it is. We're gonna talk about this, man, because you know, like I said, this is a biblical based show. We know the Bible here. You know what I mean? We connoisseurs of the word of Yah. So we're gonna go to the word of Yah now and then and talk about, you know, the different prophecies that was put out there of the times that we're living in. And I believe it's Thessalonians 2. Is that correct?
Good.
Good. Yeah. We can start from the top.
Okay. The book of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 1. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Adonai Yahushai,
right,
and by our gathering together unto him.
And our what?
And our gathering together unto him.
So it goes back to what I was talking about earlier, family, that as we see the drama unfold in the earth, that we have to gather together onto him, right? And gathering together doesn't mean we need to stand in the same room. It doesn't mean that we got to eat, you know, from the same restaurant, right? Gathering together means that what? We have to get on the same mindset. You know what I mean? Our mindset got to be the same. There's too many divisions in thought in Israel when the Bible is written. You know what I mean? Like, why couldn't we sit down and figure out what this book is saying? If we got a difference of thought, you know, let the scholarly sit down, let's figure this thing out, and let's get on the same page. You know what I mean? We're almost proud to be separated. You know what I mean? In Israel, like, you know, I mean, I know that I come from a time period in Israel where there was really one school. You know what I mean? There was on this side, I wouldn't say, because you had the other side of the nation as well. When I say the other side, I'm talking about the Old Testament brothers. You know what I mean? Just in the time of Paul, just like in the time of Paul, yeah, the Old Testament brothers is on one side, and the brothers that came through the belief in Yahweh Shai or coming from out in the world, coming from the gutter, right? Coming to the Most High. So we had guys that was in the synagogue going off, right? Let's keep it real.
Mhm.
Both sides was going off. You know what I mean? So you in the synagogue going off, and he had people that was in the street going off. And in the time of Paul, he was trying to bring them all to Yahweh Shai, to Christ. It's the same thing happening on earth right now. You know what I mean? I visited, you know, that Knesset, you know, shout to the Israelite family of Guyana. And you know, they out there in the country of Guyana, and they Old Testament brothers, and they have not received the doctrine of Yahweh Shai. But you know, I try to spread the word wherever I go, you know what I mean, and be a light of Yahweh Shai wherever I go. But you know, they got their problems too. They in the synagogue, but they got their issues too. You know what I'm saying? And we coming out of the world, we trying to snatch our brothers from the doors, the steps and the hallways and the, you know, the corners, the street corners, and wherever y'all hanging out, the club, the strip club. We snatching brothers from there, out of there to Yahweh Shai. So everybody's trying to come to Yahweh Shai together, right? Because Yahweh Shai said, I'm the way, the truth, the light. No man go to the Father but through me. So this is why we have to go to Yahweh Shai. And go to Yahweh Shai means to operate with the mindset that Yahweh Shai gave us to operate with. That's it. Having a Yahweh Shai attitude. That's all you got to do. It ain't that complicated, right? If our attitude is not Yahweh Shai, then our attitude is wrong. You know what I mean? And your attitude is another way of saying what spirit you in, right? Just a modern word that we use, attitude. What's your attitude towards your brother, towards your sister? Right? We're moving like Yahweh Shai, then we will have the right attitude towards one another. So, looking at that verse 1 again, it says, now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of Mashiach Yahweh Shai, that by our gathering together unto him, we got to come together and then go towards Yahweh Shai. Go ahead.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Are you in the NLT?
No, KJV. I'm in verse 3.
Oh, read verse 2.
Verse 2.
Yeah.
That ye be not soon shaken
yeah.
in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, has from us. Has that the day of a Mashiach is at hand.
Right. So don't be shaken by mind or troubled, meaning that, you know, a lot of people, when the civil unrest comes in the country, they be getting scared. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people be scared. Like when COVID was around, people was afraid, right? Yeah. Frightened, right? And now when the government is doing certain things, I heard some people talking about the 2025 plan.
Yeah, I think they was talking about that. Taraji was talking about that during the BET Awards. You know, it's like a rally. Like fear becomes a religion almost.
Yeah.
You know, like you said during the vaccine time, it's like if you didn't believe in getting the jab, it's like you was demonic almost.
Yeah.
You know, you couldn't go
we get
anywhere.
Rebuked for having service.
Yeah.
We were literally told we was wicked for being in the same building.
It's almost like a religion, time. You know.
We lost brother over that thing. He thought we were just out of our mind. You know what I mean? He ain't never come back. He said, y'all niggas is crazy. COVID outside. Now he came back to visit, but he never have back in the congregation.
Yeah, churches was shutting down. We was the only people setting up on the Sabbath day, setting up, you know, new moon. You know.
Yep. Because we weren't scared. Because we not that we don't have fear, we got fear, but it's all used up on Yahweh Shai and the Most High. So we ain't have nothing for COVID. But let's read on. Verse 3.
Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first.
Yep.
And that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition.
Right. The son of perdition. So for the family, could we put up the meaning of the word perdition? Because it's not a word that we use on a daily basis. But looking at the context of this third verse, two things have to happen for the day of the Lord to come. First, there has to be a falling away. What is the falling away? Meaning that we would no longer have our identity. We would no longer consider ourselves Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
We would no longer consider ourselves any commonwealth to the kingdom of heaven, right? We'd be totally blacked out of our minds, right? Literally blacked out of our minds, right? We become a black people, right? Like priest Yakina say a blank people, right?
Mm-hmm.
We became a blank people. We had no identity in the earth, right? But what the white man said we were. So that's the falling away the scripture is talking about here. The falling away, we totally, Jerusalem, Israel, we didn't know nothing about that. We didn't think that had anything to do with us. That happened. We passed that time now. We're passing that time. Now the nation is waking up and we know we the Hebrew Israelites. We're going back to the land. You know, we got settlement in the land. Shout to Amadiel and the brothers out in Dimona, Israel. They call themselves the Kingdom of Yah. All right. They're out there settled in the land and things of that sort. Little village out there, holding it down, you know, doing their thing in the Most High. So that falling away, we can see has dwindled. We're coming back. We're now with the people. We know we're the people of the book. Malcolm X said, "You are the people of the book." Right? Even the leaders of even our people that are leaders of other religions is acknowledging that we're the Hebrew Israelites. You know what I mean? Farrakhan, as Muslim as he is, right? He goes around and tells the people that you're the Hebrew Israelites.
Mm-hmm.
So that shows you that you can't run from the truth. You cannot change the truth. You cannot, even if you believe something else, the Most High is going to put the truth in the mouths of those that have the ears of the people. And there's nothing they can do about it. All right. But that's another topic for another day. So
bring it out.
Perdition. What does the word perdition mean?
Perdition, a state of eternal punishment and damnation into which a sinful and penitent, another word we need to look up, an unpenitent person passes after death.
Right. So perdition. Give me another definition of perdition.
This is it out of the Greek in the 2 Thessalonians. Apolia, destroying, utter destruction of vessels, perishing, ruin, destruction.
Mm-hmm. So now, who is the son on the earth that was set aside for that type of end? Right? Who was made to be destroyed, or the destroyer, or to be, eradicated? Who was made? Who is the son of perdition? What nation of people on the earth was a vessel that was made intentionally to be destroyed?
Esau.
Right? There's only one nation on the earth that fits that criteria. It ain't the Jebusite, it ain't the Hittite, right? It's one nation that fits that prophecy, and that's Esau, which later we'll call Edom. Right? No other nation the Bible speaks about that had that sentence. They said there'll be no more left of the house of Esau, right? In the book of Obadiah. So we know that's who it is, right? We can look at Romans 9, telling that they were the vessels that was created for destruction, fitted for dishonor, right? Yeah, right. Fitted for dishonor. So we know who is talking about. There's no shadow of a doubt in our minds, and there should be none in your minds either. All right, let's read.
Verse 3, let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
So now, who exalts himself and opposes and exalts himself above all that is called God. Who claiming to be God, number one, on the earth? Right? Who paints himself as the Son of God and then says the Son of God is God. Right? Not only did he paint himself as Christ, but then to be the Christ, but then he gave a new position to Christ.
Right.
And put him above the Most High. I said, well, you just rewrote the whole book. And our people in the Christian churches, they just go with it. The Catholic churches goes with it, right? Like the Bible don't exist. Like reading comprehension don't exist, right? Who did this? Only one people. But, we know that, there's a lot of doctrines out there and thought patterns and ideas, but when you really break down the scriptures, you can't see nothing else, right? The Caucasian man is the only man on the earth that's guilty of these things. It's like you had caught all the clues and all the evidence is pointing towards you, and you just, I don't see it.
Right.
I
People still deny it.
I mean, you on the video camera. You know what I'm saying?
We can see you.
We can see you what you did. And people do that in court all the time. So don't be dismayed when this man doesn't want to admit that this is him.
They got that Shaggy spirit. It wasn't me.
It wasn't me. Verse 4 again.
Verse 4. Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Yep.
Or that is worshipped.
Or is worshipped.
So that he as God sitteth in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God.
Right. So he's in the church. Matter of fact, worse than the church, he's in Jerusalem. He's in our land, showing his own people that he's us. His rabbis is teaching his future rabbis that we are God's children. We are the Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, and they know they're not. Who's doing that? Who's in Israel? Who's in the temple of Yah showing himself to be the children of Yah? Only the Edomite.
Only them.
There's nobody else doing it, right? So, people go to certain scriptures to prove who Esau is or what this nation is supposed to be doing, but, it's very evident in the Bible. So now when we're looking at this set of verses, and then we're looking at Trump, and we're looking at Biden, and we're looking at, these great leaders, or supposedly great leaders. And, Biden, he got one foot in the grave, right? And Trump, he's unhinged, and these are the leaders of their great nation. We have to understand that
the best and the brightest.
This is the best. This is their top notch. This is their cream of their crop. You know what I mean? That all these prophecies are coming to pass in our faces. That this son of perdition, everybody's realizing that. Wait a minute, something ain't right with Esau. With the so-called Caucasian man, he's not making sense, and it's not just in America too. Because there's a lot of going on in European politics also, right? That is not making sense. Vladimir Putin is making moves that are the other nations is worried about. What is he thinking? Even the Ukrainian president has made some questionable moves lately. So all Esau is being questioned in their actions right now.
I think Vladimir Putin, he has something to say about the Trump assassination attempt as well.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see if I can pull that up.
Okay.
But he has some commentary about it as well.
Verse 5.
Okay. Verse 5. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things.
Go ahead.
And now ye know what withholdeth that he might be revealed in his time.
Go ahead.
For the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
Now, a lot of people don't understand that verse 7, for the mystery of iniquity doeth already work. So what is he saying there? He's saying that these son of perditions are already in power. That's what Paul's telling us in that statement. The son of perdition is already in power. The mystery of iniquity doth already work. He's already in position. So who was ruling in the time of the writings of the Second Thessalonians?
And I got an NLT. It makes it simpler too.
Okay.
Verse 7 in NLT. For this lawlessness is already at work secretly.
Yeah.
And it will remain secret until the one who is holding it back steps out of the way.
Yep.
Okay, you want me to continue reading? Or?
Yeah, verse 8.
Verse 8. Then the man of lawlessness will be revealed.
Mm-hmm.
But Yahushua will kill him with the breath of his mouth and destroy him by the splendor of his coming.
Right. So one more verse.
This man will come to do the work of Satan with counterfeit power and signs and miracles.
And what do we see? What's the work of Satan?
He sprayed a little ketchup on his ear a couple of days ago.
Did a little WWF move.
The work of Satan is to what? To further cover and I guess say bury all things that are righteous and of Yah, right? Satan is supposed to take your mind away from anything called righteousness, goodness, the chosen people of the Most High. He's supposed to cover everything that's right. He's supposed to put a block over it because he can't destroy it. He don't have the power to destroy it, but he can hide it, right? He hides righteousness. That's what Satan's job is. So you can choose sin. So sin becomes what's in the forefront, easy to be chosen. It's always easy to sin. You know, that comes natural. It's always available, right? But righteousness, you have to go digging for it sometimes. You got to go looking for it. You got to
go out your way.
Yeah, you got to go out your way to do the right thing. It's the uncomfortable thing a lot of times. Until you get comfortable with righteousness, it's the uncomfortable thing. So these nations out here, they're pushing their own agenda, right? They're pushing all their own agendas, and every agenda they have is contrary to the Bible, right? Contrary to the Bible, contrary to the Most High, contrary to the Heavenly Father. You know, when he said God saved him, I would have to ask him, which God are you talking about?
DJ Khaled was talking about Allah. He might be talking about Satan.
Which God? You know what I mean? Which God are you talking about? Because the God of this world, right? The Bible talks about the God of this world, which is not the Heavenly Father, which is not the God of Israel. We serve the God of Israel, the God of the Bible, the creator of heaven and earth. That's the God that we serve. But then there's a God of this world, and the God of this world is Shaitan, right? You have to understand that, family, right? So, and when the word God just means leader, head, controller, ruler, you know what I mean? That's what the word God means. So, you know, we went through those verses just to show the family what's happening in the earth, man. He's getting exposed left, right, and center. Even, you know, and he's exposing himself. His own man's shot him. He's even like another nation. You know what I mean? Not like it was some Palestinians or something. It was his own man's in them. And then they killed some other guy, which was like a hero of his area. You know what I mean? I don't know how all of a sudden Esau's such a hero. Just happened to be going to the but he's like the firefighter that firefights for free and all kind of stuff in his neck of the woods. You know what I mean? Covering his family, wife and his family. He took some shots to the back and he was taken out. Right. I saw that story on the news. All right. So
20-year-old Edomite.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one who shot him, who was shooting at him. 20-year-old Edomite.
Did ever release his name?
Yeah, Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Right. Thomas Matthew Crooks. All right, Mr. Crooks, you got your name in the book. All right, you got your name in the book. All right. Well, for whatever reason, yeah. So what we about to go into here? What video is this?
I think if I'm correct, that's the video of when it happened.
Okay.
And based off what's being released so far, this guy doesn't have any type of training. Either some like they didn't even relieve any reasons or motivation on why he did what he did.
They kept quiet about him.
Usually
they didn't really give us no information about him. Now that I think
like he
about
was a hired, like some Edomite just hired I don't know, on
Random.
Fortnite or something like that to go
Come
do
on,
this.
If anybody knows about shooting, you can't just to be that to actually hit your target from that distance. You got to know what you're doing.
Right.
You got to have some training. You know what I'm saying? To hit your target from that distance. You know what I'm saying? So, and he was a moving target too. Not like Trump wasn't standing still. So he happened to turn his head, and so that man is he's trained. But let's bring it out.
Trump.
Take a look at what happened.
Met former President Donald Trump.
Take a look at what happened.
One pop, two pops. So the second
Crooks
pop
was
got
shot and
tagged.
killed by Secret Service snipers after he opened fire with an AR-15 style rifle, just 148 yards from the former president's podium.
We see ballistics all the time. Ballistic footage, let's say 5.56 is a regular rifle. We see ballistics. If he gets shot, here, it'd be a much larger hole than just little bitty tiny. It'd be like his whole ear will be gone.
Well, I heard the bullet hit the glass, right? The glass is what actually pierced his ear.
What glass did it hit?
I think it's a glass in front of him.
I don't know. If the bullet's coming this way and it hit the glass, it's most likely going to hit like somewhere like right here. It's not going to hit up here unless the glass is like up.
It could shatter.
Well, the force could make a cut like that.
Yeah. I don't know. So did they release the forensics on this matter? Did they give any release on the forensics to see if this bullet even touched it?
The only thing I seen regarding it is they did find out where exactly this Edomite, which roof he was on.
Yeah.
How did he come on, and like
they
the
found
angle
him quick.
of where he was going, where he was aiming. But then I didn't see anything on forensics. Do you see anything on it?
Nothing on forensics, but there was people just watching the guy climb the roof. Like they saw him more than 5-10 minutes before he even shot. So he was able to set up, put his gun up, reposition, go across. They were just filming him for like 5 minutes straight.
They filmed him?
So they saw him set up the gun?
Yep. Climb on the roof and everything.
Ain't nobody say nothing?
Nah, they just filmed him, and then that's pretty much it. Yeah, I think it's in this video.
Okay.
We have people that on the roof.
NBC News now learning Crooks was spotted before he got on the roof. Rally goers on their way in noticed Crooks pacing and behaving strangely near the metal detectors, according to 4 officials. They alerted local police, who began pursuing Crooks on foot. A U.S. official telling NBC News that during the pursuit, the officers told Secret Service they were looking for a suspicious person in the area. It's not clear when Secret Service was notified.
Look, there he is right there.
But Crooks did make it onto the rooftop. 2 senior officials telling NBC News he had a Home Depot receipt for a ladder when they searched his body. Officials have not confirmed if that ladder was found on site. NBC News learning 2 local police officers approached Crooks before he opened fire, but couldn't stop him.
Disclaimer.
The head of the Secret
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for education.
All right, so they talking about he had a Home Depot receipt for a ladder. I don't even know why that seems significant. You know what I mean? I don't know what kind of purporting that is, but yeah, he had a Home Depot receipt.
You know, it's crazy because when that couple was doing the shooting in, I think in New Jersey or New York,
yeah,
they went through their first name, last name, where they're from, their Instagram,
their whole.
They found everything on them.
The whole forensics, every store they stopped by, whoever they talked to on the phone, they got nothing on this guy here, except for he was suspicious. He was pacing back. There he goes on the roof. He had a Home Depot receipt. If I was Home Depot, I'd be like, what this got to do with me? Right? But
that's why I think it's staged, because in even Hollywood they have instances where they record videos, and oftentimes they do sacrifice, for example, just to make that thing happen as according to plan.
Right.
There was one video I was watching. Like they'll give you, when you sign up and you give your soul away, they'll give you exactly what you're going to be doing, like at the Super Bowl,
who's going to be winning the Super Bowl, who's going to be performing years in advance.
Mhm.
So that's where I'm like, okay, this is stage because Simpsons is able to recreate it. What 3, 4, 5 years ago?
Well, Simpsons have him dead, right? Do you have that video from the Simpsons? Simpsons had him laid out, so I mean, it's close but not the same.
I mean,
and you know, it's you gotta wonder, man. Maybe he was supposed to be dead. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you know, maybe the plan was that this man was supposed to kill him, but he didn't execute.
Mozart had plans.
But you gotta understand, we can't never let Esau be so perfect in everything that he's trying to do. He screws up, right? He have a plan. His plan, okay, put it on the Simpsons. That day, Trump was supposed to be killed. He wasn't killed. I mean, something went wrong. He moved to the left, whatever the case may be. Or Trump said, nah, I ain't going out like that. I know I'm supposed to be killed today, but la. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He made a last minute, you know what I mean? Like, so, you know, evidently something was, you know, his wisdom, you know, these Edomites, their wisdom is fading. These rulers' wisdom is fading. So they don't have it together the way they always had it together. I know they got a lot of conspiracies, but sometimes they conspiracies go absolutely wrong. You know what I mean? Like I believe COVID was one of their attempts at population control that went totally wrong and ended up killing more of their own people than they anticipated.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Everybody else.
Right. That's what they be trying to do things, but they be it'd be a debacle. You know what I mean? Like they're supposed to control that COVID to go where they want it to go, and it went everywhere. And then they had to find themselves on their heels trying to correct what they did. Right.
Y'all remember COVID first came out? They thought black people couldn't get COVID for a few days.
It was seeming that way in the beginning. Until they probably put out another variant and
another strain.
So wait a minute. These guys are like roaches, man. They don't die, they multiply. All right. So let's see what Simpsons was talking about.
They actually removed that episode after the Trump assassination, quote unquote.
Oh man.
I think I can pick her off.
But there's also, even before this one, there's one with Bart Simpson.
But I saw that episode. I saw that Trump assassination episode, and now they removed it, huh?
But that's just one example. So they have a whole bunch of plot twists or setups for Trump being assassinated. So the one that we saw was just a successful one. But Bart has
the fact that they had Donald Trump being a president in The Simpsons years before he got elected is crazy.
If that's not crazy enough that they were planning this thing.
She has to say.
Jebediah Springfield was. Jebediah was.
This channel does not promote or encourage any illegal activities. All content provided by this channel is meant for educational purposes.
He was.
Yeah, that's not it right there. Trump. What they saying about that other video that was right? Like they were showing Trump being carried out.
Secret Service telling ABC News local police were actually stationed inside that same building. A Secret Service spokesman says the location.
In the meantime, I seen videos and clips of witnesses that was there during that day. They were saying that they were trying to warn the FBI and Secret Services of a guy on the roof with a rifle, and it was like they were purposely ignoring him.
Yeah,
and they didn't even want to take a look into it or anything like that. One of the clips I sent you, a call on WhatsApp is one of the witnesses. Like he said, he's seen the guy and everything. They were just ignoring him.
I think that theory that this was a planned stage assassination went wrong. You know what I mean? He was supposed to be killed, but he, because I know that there's another agenda going on in the Democratic race that they're trying to put Kamala Harris in the
They want Biden to step down.
They want her to step, but I think what they want to do is create a situation where she has to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, or she has to get the seat. If they don't put Trump in that seat, they're gonna want to put Kamala Harris in that seat. You know what I mean? Because they've been trying to promote this queendom. You know what I mean? For a minute now in America, they've been trying to push that agenda.
If they put her in the White House, we out of here in less than 4 years.
The only way they would be able to,
that's the last 4 years right there.
The only way they would be able to put her in the office is if they assassinated Donald Trump, because
that's what I'm saying.
His following is so strong, you know, especially after this, they're about to mobilize. Like, you got to really be sober and vigilant right now, because these people, they're fanatics over Donald Trump, especially after this.
But you know, Kamala Harris, she's a drone, man. She's, people look at her like she's a sister, but she ain't no sister. Going to her family line, bloodline, her father's Esau. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So she comes across as if, she's one of us, but like my man said, she's not like us. They not like us. They not like us. Yeah, she ain't not one of us.
Really, they only bring her out when they want to try to promote to black women. The black people.
But they've been talking
they
about
put
it
her on the shelf. They put her in the closet. You only see her every once in a while. BET Awards come. Let me pull Kamala out real quick.
Definitely agenda driven. Definitely agenda driven. They didn't want to put her in a position of rulership or control, and that's definitely not going to be productive for our people, because she has a history of when she was a prosecutor, I believe it was, locking our brothers up. So a lot of y'all don't know that, but she has a history of locking y'all brothers up. So don't think that she's there to give brothers a fair shake, because that's not what Kamala Harris.
3 life sentences of child support. You finished.
Yeah, she slapped the book on you.
It's crazy how far propaganda is, and how strong it is, because like you said, she locked up so many black brothers and sisters, and we already know Joe Biden, he locked up more brothers and sisters than any other president.
Yep.
Kamala Harris, she was recorded saying that she would never, when they asked her about reparations, she said she would never do any policies specifically for black people. Why would she do any policies specifically for black people? But when it's times for them to promote the black people and they want the black vote, that's all she's promoting. I'm a black woman. I'm an AKA, Chucks and pearls. I carry hot sauce in my bag. I like to listen to Tupac and Shakur.
I'm about to say, damn, she said that. That's pretty bold. She got hot sauce in the bag. That's crazy.
Put a whole hot sauce out. Oh man, shout out to Jacob. I love that hot sauce.
But what's gonna happen though if she do get into that seat? A lot of Edomite supremacists and stuff, they're not gonna like that, because they believe in a woman supposed to be at the crib and stuff like that. They're not gonna like that. If Trump get assassinated, Esau gonna be acting up in the streets. If Kamala Harris get in the White House, Esau gonna be acting up in the streets. And just like when the Palestinians were really going through, they were going through Amalek, they didn't take their anger out on Esau. Who they take their anger out on us?
Yeah,
brothers getting their school crashed into, brothers being attacked at camp in the UK and America and stuff like that. If this happens and Esau start wilding out, who you gonna take? You gonna take out his anger on us? Not only a little bit on his people, but really take your anger on us. That's what they always do. These nations do, always take out their frustration on us.
I feel like if Donald Trump really got assassinated and they fell through with the plan, Esau was going to be active. It was going to, the streets was going to be on fire. The streets was going to be on fire.
Yeah. I mean, it's sometimes it's a test run to see what the climate is, what might do, how they going to feel about this. He's always about doing his analysis on the people. You know what I mean?
The camera. Fix the camera.
Putting people out there. Oh yeah, the camera flipped. Putting people out in certain positions. But these are all theories. But one thing we know for sure, you know what I'm saying, that this kingdom has to fall. It can't be the nation. They can't rule forever. Our time is coming, and we got to prepare for our time. And in preparing for our time, we have to become more nation aware. More nationally aware. What I mean, we have to become that nationalist, Hebrew Israelite nationalists. Not religious. You know what I mean? And looking at our people the way the Father told us to view each other, which is his silver and his gold. You know what I mean? And coming together, knowing that in these last days, if this stuff hit the fan, all we're gonna have is each other. Yeah, you ain't gonna be able to run. You ain't gonna be able to run 911. You know what I mean? 911 might, back in the days, was that Favorite Flav said 911 was a joke.
Yeah.
Right? It's about to be a joke again, right? Because when that civil unrest comes, that's not gonna help. You know what I'm saying? The Father said he's gonna make a man more precious than the gold of Ophir. He didn't tell us how he's gonna do it, but he said he's gonna do it.
Right.
And I can think of a couple of ways how he's gonna make that happen.
A lot of people gonna have to have a lot of balloons ready, man. If they want protection, they're gonna have to have a lot of balloons. You know what I'm talking about. They better hope it don't get popped.
The balloon pop thing.
Lost me on the balloons.
Oh, you gotta watch his videos. It's hilarious.
Oh, okay. Well, what do we have up on deck right here?
I believe that's one of the witnesses.
Okay.
Ryan, you say you saw the. Right now, I want to bring in Ryan Knight. He was actually an eyewitness at yesterday's shooting. Ryan, you say you saw the shooter moments before he took aim at the former president. Talk to me about what happened in that moment.
All right. So I just got over to the fence line where the rally was.
Encourage any illegal activities. All contents provided by this channel is meant for educational purpose only.
Going on. I just left my job, Pizza Pie. I was going over there to see Donald Trump start speaking. About 10 minutes into it, a guy beside me looks over and he said, he has a gun. He has a gun. I look up at the top of the AGR building, and there was a gentleman going in prone position with a rifle. He then laid down, took 4 shots. I'm thinking it was 4, could have been 5. It was a kind of a chaos at the moment at the president. As I heard that and seen that, I was with my one buddy. We kind of pushed him to the ground. As we're looking up, I heard one more shot and seen the guy's head kick back and split open. And that's how that went down. After that, it was chaos. You've seen Secret Service cops rushing towards the AGR building, rushing around to start pushing people out.
Now, you say you were yelling, as was that person next to you, that he's got a gun, trying to
be able to
wave down security. What was the reaction of security around you? Did they hear you? Did they understand what you were talking about?
What an AR.
One weird thing I thought was weird, there was no Secret Service on top of the AGR building. They were across the field where Donald Trump was.
They didn't notice that.
So I don't think they could have heard us at the time.
Somehow.
So these 2 good old boys clearly seen this guy on the roof with the gun, and nobody else saw him. Like you're saying, all the security that's around an event like this, he's in plain sight, laying on the roof with a whole setup. You know what I mean? Laid out, ready to shoot, 200 yards away. That does yield some question of intent or motive when it comes to the whole scene. Was this known? It quite possibly could have been, because they split him after his shots so quickly that they could have split him before he even took a shot. You know what I mean?
That's what I was about to say, because from what I understand, they said he's got a gun. He's on the roof with a gun, and then he got his shots off.
Mm-hmm.
And those should have been some clean shots too.
So I think that it was an assassination planned but unexecuted. You know what I mean? That would be my take on on what happened. It was an assassination that was planned but unexecuted. Not everybody, when they have a plan, not everybody's in the plan. They have a few people in the plan. You can't let everybody know the plan, because then the plan is no longer it's hard to keep it as confidential. So a couple of key people was probably aware of what's supposed to happen, and it just didn't happen the way they anticipated it. So now they got to go to plan B. I don't know what plan B is, but I'm sure they have one, a contingency plan B. And I know I've been hearing a lot of chatter about Kamala Harris. They wanted Kamala Harris to be in that White House. I thought they was gonna make Biden win, and then give him some sleeping pills, and he don't wake back up.
Yeah, Biden don't have a
and
chance.
and nobody's gonna question that, because we all seen him kind of dying in front of us. You know what I mean? So like, okay, if Biden decides that he didn't wake up, nobody's gonna investigate, because they're like, yeah, he's old as hell. We thought he was gonna pass anyway. And then if that happens, then she automatically becomes the president. See, people don't understand that. There is no, if he wins and you take him out of the way, she automatically, as the vice president, becomes the president for the next 4 years. You know what I mean? And if there has any kind of conflict or war, then her presidency extends. There are no elections in time of war.
I think it's beautiful. It sounds beautiful to me. we about to leave here. I barely have any grays, so I mean we might go into this wilderness with some black hairs.
All right. Right.
That's all it means, man. We gotta push hard in this truth. Continue building ourselves up. Train ourselves. Because the Most High deals with works. Make sure we're prepared to be able to defend ourselves, defend our brothers and our sisters. And like you said, men are gonna be like gold in these last days. Sisters, lock in. Get it up. You see these righteous men are standing tall and strong and in the highways and byways. Lock in.
You gotta get in with me.
You're right.
No, I think it's me. Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all want me.
That was Mike Jones.
Mike Jones.
What he said?
Back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me.
Oh. Now I'm hot. They all
go ahead and hit him with a pop, pop, pop.
Hey, and that brings, I guess that brings something to mind about the development of the Negro man becoming the Hebrew man. You know what I mean? That development process, because we were so taught to be the black man, the strong Negro, the African American. This was what was pushed on us as a people. And really the African American was the black looking, kinky hair white man, right? Because that's what they wanted us to be. They wanted us to be a part of their institutions, go to their schools, become not a threat to their organization, assimilate. You know what I mean? This was the idea when they started to turn up integration. The integration was not for us to come and integrate as a separatist strength, being our own people. It was for us to abandon who we are as a people and just become a chocolate version of those people. That was the idea, so that they can utilize our talents, but don't have to worry about our motives. Right? They wanted to put you on the team. Right? As Hebrews, we don't team up with other nations. That's, we look in the stories in the Bible. When we had position, we held our own position. We cared about our own people, even though we might have been in their government or in a high level of control. Our concern was for our own. Even Joseph, governor in Egypt, but his concern was for his own people. Make sure that they're good. Daniel had a position still looking towards his own people. So we now, in this time in the development of going from black and Negro to Hebrew and Israel, man and woman, we have to now look at our history and say, well, who and how we're supposed to be. Because when you read in Babylon, Timbuktu, and they talk about what we were doing in Africa, we were such an industrious people, man.
We were productive.
We were very productive, man. We're not a people that just assimilate and blend in. We're not a blending in assimilation people. We're a creative people. We're trendsetters on the earth. We are, when you look at 100 Black creations, inventions, the 100 Black inventions.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, the stoplight, the internet, the cell phone. These things are under the name of our people. You know what I mean? So when you really look at the who we are and who we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to be motivating each other to be, we got to be, we got to step up and don't be afraid to lead. Build companies, build wealth within, as on our way out. Because when we left Egypt, did we leave Egypt with our hands empty?
Oh, four pockets full.
Both pockets full. We had to pull up the car, pop the trunk. You know what I mean? And we had to get wagons, right? We came there. We left Egypt with a train, right? When we came into our land originally, into Jerusalem, the land of Canaan, did we go there and there was nothing there? Think about it, family. We went into the land of Canaan. There was homes, roads, infrastructure. I mean, they said when the spies went to look at the land, they came back and said, man, this land is full of a lot of beautiful things. The Most High gave us a beautiful land. We didn't come into a barren land.
Mm-hmm.
The barren land was the wilderness. After we came out the wilderness, we came into a city that was built. We just had to get rid of all the
impurities.
The impurities, right? Get rid of all the Satan worshiping and all the voodoo and madness that was going on over there. And once we clean all that up, man, eat, drink, dwell in houses that we did not build.
Right. We promote that the Israelis continue building over there.
Build.
They build and make it look better than Dubai right now. That's what we pray for.
Set it up. So we coming for it.
So when we come in, we could do what our ancestors did the first time and get it right.
Fully furnished.
That's what we're gonna do.
All right. But even in this time, we should not be afraid to build, afraid to have, afraid to be those sought after. We know it, but come on, man. We got to be realistic. We're talking about a man being worth more than the gold of Ophir. How are men measured in this society that we're living in? What's the measurement of a man?
Oh, his account.
I would say even deeper than that, his mindset.
Not in this society. Not in this society. Diddy is a high value man in this society. You feel me? It's the pockets.
Mm-hmm.
Like in our society, ancient society, is the mindset, spirit. That's what really dictates. And the wealth is just an add-on. But in this society,
I think it's a mixture of both.
Yeah, I was about to say, because I mean, even if
because
let's say if you win the lottery tomorrow, that's not to say that you know how to grow and develop that account, or you won't lose it the next day.
I think Diddy's a good example of a rich man that a woman wouldn't want to be with. And I say that because, I mean, you saw what happened to Cassidy in that hallway. It was like WWF slap down, right? And I don't think that that's something to be sought after, even though, and then, a lot of these rich men are into all kind of weird stuff. They keep talking about Diddy House like it's not the place to be. I mean, so I don't know. I think that's a good example of money that doesn't, that if you're void of wisdom and you got money, or if you're void of self-control and you have money, I don't see you being worth that gold.
As long as a man got money, though, they're gonna be able to find a woman that's gonna want to deal with that. Even like
what kind of woman you gonna find?
Even right now, I'm sure Puff Daddy still got women that he dealing with.
Mm-hmm.
Even R. Kelly, when he was in prison, didn't he have 2 girlfriends When they were sending him to prison, he married one.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
R. Kelly stayed with wives. He wasn't. He's. He was. He is polygynous. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
He never really. I don't never R. Kelly ever really having just one woman. You know what I'm saying? And he could have. He had the means for that. But what he didn't have was the wisdom of self-control, right? The wisdom of discipline, right? The righteous spirit is a spirit of discipline, and a lot of times, not because somebody can have something, they know what to do with it. You know what I'm saying?
He said, my mind's telling me no, but my body's telling me yes.
But his body is speaking to him. You know what I mean? And it's got him out of control, right? So that and as the men become more valuable, that's going to be on the table. When I say on the table, I'm talking about polygyny.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be a real it's already became a real conversation because we lack, our women lack viable, valuable men that they can trust, right? Because a lot of men, if you're more emotional, put it like this: if you're a woman with a lot of money, right? She's sitting on a couple mils. How you feel about being her boo?
Her boo?
Yeah.
Personally?
Yeah.
Personally.
She's sitting on mils.
I wouldn't mind.
Right. Think about it though. Are you thinking about it fully?
If it's a woman not with wisdom, she gonna treat me like her little chihuahua.
You know what she gonna treat you like?
She gonna treat me like a little chihuahua.
You know you're finna set yourself up, right?
The Levi in me not gonna take that.
You would set yourself up to be what Crucial said the other day. Your head gonna hit the
backboard.
Your head gonna be hitting
off the backboard.
Right? That's what you set yourself up for. And the reason why I'm bringing that up because a lot of our men have feminine mentalities. Yeah, they got the bread, but then they're not gonna operate with the woman correctly. You know what I'm saying? So she's gonna set herself up for some sorrows. She's gonna get that high paying man, that high wealth generating man, and he's gonna give her hell. Right? And she's gonna come out of there running for her life. Just like Cassie was running down there and she barely made it into the elevator, right? She's gonna be running out of there, right? Why? Because wealth is not wisdom in this kingdom. You can get wealth in this kingdom randomly. You can get wealth in this kingdom being a thief,
being a sweat boy,
right? You could get wealth in this kingdom being
going viral.
Going what?
Going viral.
Going viral over something silly. So wealth is very accessible in Babylon the Great. You know what I'm saying? We're in Babylon the Great where there's no shortage of wealth, right? It can go around. There's enough to go around, right? So wealth no longer can be that marker of value, I would say. You have to have wealth and substance. You know what I mean? I think substance has become more and more important. You know what I mean? And being a man of substance, when I say substance, I mean ownership, things, wealth in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Not just a big bank account, but you're talking about, you own a few companies. Let's talk about that. Let's say you have, you got people on the payroll, you got things you're responsible for. You've shown yourself have to have control over your environment.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That is a man of substance.
That's why my answer was his mindset, because when a man of substance speaks, you can tell, they have a plan. They can build an industry that could feed not just their children, but their children's children, like the scriptures say. They have multiple income streams. They have a structure to their life. They thinking 5-10 years ahead. Like, of course.
We say could build or did build.
Did build.
Yeah, did build.
And if you take it away, they could build it again.
There you go.
Because they have the mindset. They understand, how abundance and wealth works.
Absolutely. You know what I mean? Absolutely. And that high value man is going, he's going to be, kingdom conscious. Kingdom conscious, I should say. He's going to be kingdom conscious. He's going to know his value. He's going to know what the kingdom is about. And he's going to operate that way. And our daughters and our sisters and our mothers, and then you got to get with the program and understand that this is the world that's coming. The world that's here is fading fast. You know what I mean? The world that as we knew it, you know, in Babylon, in captivity, is fading. There's a new world being ushered in, right? A new world order, as they say, right? And this new world order is not what Esau having planned, is what the Most High has planned. And in that new world order, men of substance, they operate in wisdom, and they build dynasties, man. You know what I mean? They built, you know, nothing. What was the guy in the scriptures that had the mighty house, Elijah?
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
You know, we built mighty households where you sit back and go, man, this is all you. You know what I mean? Can you imagine seeing Abraham, what he had? You know what I mean? He had so many servants and so many. His entourage was so big. Him and Lot couldn't live in the same city. What did he have? You know what I'm saying? So that we gotta like picture what the Bible is saying, and then bring it to today's. Imagine I got so much that me and Owen can't live in the same city because our servants is getting into it. They don't know what's your property from my property. We got all the property. This town ain't big enough for the both of us. You're gonna have to move across town because you just got too much.
Right.
You know what I mean? What kind of problem is that to have? But people have those issues. Rich people have those issues because if you are the owner of Bank of America and somebody else is the owner of Chase, sometimes they might have a little problem. Like, damn, man, your bank is everywhere my bank is at. You want to go over there, take your banks over there?
Right.
You know what I mean? You infringing on my banks, you know, my people.
Plenty of real estate over there.
You know what I mean? Plenty of real estate over there. Go build banks over there. Oh, I want to have that problem. You know what I mean? That we're so wealthy and well off that we had to, you know, give each other some space. But there was no love lost because why? When Lot got into anything, who ran down into Sodom to make sure and regulate things?
Abraham.
He ran down there where his peoples and regulated and put the beats on about five cities, right? He put the beats on 5 cities, 5 leaders to go get a lot straightened out. So we know that it wasn't about no beef, but it was about abundance. It was about expansion, about growth. It was about wealth. It was about the blessings of the Most High in those constructs. And we got to believe that, understand that the Most High don't change.
Right. He want that for us as well. It's
Right?
something that we can have as well.
He said he was the same yesterday, today, and forever. So if it's the same Heavenly Father that was blessing back then that way, that's his blessing. You know what I mean? That's still his blessing. But it can be you can acquire these things on the left-hand side. And let's not get confused. You know what I mean? It's kind of like the Bible. People say, well, the Bible, we come across people all the time and say, well, the Bible's a white man's book.
Right.
We come across people that say the Bible teaches us to be slaves. People say the Bible teaches us to be docile, to be dumb. And that's not what the Bible teaches. It doesn't teach any of those things. The Bible actually teaches us to be kings. It teaches us to be rulers over our own environment. It teaches us to govern our own households. Everything, but people's perspective. But it's the same Bible. It's the same thing with riches. It's the same thing with artillery, you know, guns and stuff like that. It's who has it that makes it what it is. Right? So if we got wisdom and we got substance and we got wealth and blessings beyond measure, that's a truly a high value man in the eyes of the Most High. And then, you know, big families is in that, it's got to be in that conversation. And, you know, when I say big families, I mean big families. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about, you know, like Elijah 14. What do you have? You got that verse?
I got you.
Read that verse real quick. We're talking about mighty families, you know. And the reason why I use families because we can never isolate husband, wife, marriage without thinking family, you know, because it's the ultimate goal of, He said, be fruitful and multiply. The ultimate goal of bringing the husband and wife together is to build families. It's not just to be together, it's to be together. You know, like I'm looking for a life partner and we can hang out. It's to build families, structure, to come together, you know what I mean? To create and do things as a unit. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know, and that goes more into the foundations of marriage and why it was so important in the scriptures. But that's another class for another time. But you got
Con.
Yeah.
The book of Second Chronicles, chapter 13 and verse 21. But Abijah waxed mighty and married 14 wives.
So he waxed mighty. Waxing in the scripture means this is what this was his condition, right? When they say you waxing, this is what happened to you. This is how you was built. Kind of like somebody building like a waxed statue, something like that. So he waxed mighty. Go ahead.
And married 14 wives.
And married 14 wives. The 14 wives made him mighty? No. He waxed mighty and married 14 wives, meaning that he was on that level and he expanded his household. Go ahead.
And beget 20 and 2 sons and 16 daughters.
See, he didn't just have them there doing nothing. 20 and 2 sons and 16 daughters. Can you imagine? What kind of vehicle you drive? You gotta drive around you gotta buy your own city van. You gotta buy your own city bus. you be driving down in the city bus and you got your name on the top. Is that a city bus? No, that's crucial. Yeah, it's his family. He must be going to the beach, right? Pulling up in a city bus, right? Because you got so much members to your clan and your family. And this is, and you know, we talk about this, but this was all over the world operated this way. That's how the world operated at one time. It was mighty families that populated and created certain parts of the earth. And I was talking to my brother, he here from China, and he was going into some of the Chinese history, and they're built off of polygamous families. You know, the fact that people call themselves Chinese is the Qin dynasty. It's one family, right? That's where the name comes from. You know what I mean? Like one huge family that everybody kind of just assimilated, you know what I mean, to this family. And the Manchus is another huge family that people in that area, you know, like it expands so much that they're like a people. You know what I'm saying? They're no longer just a family. They became a people because they had so many children. You know what I mean?
Chief Minister, I like how you broke that down. You know, you said he waxed mighty and then he married 14 wives. So it's like it kind of what was required of him, you know, having that abundance and having that
as
wealth.
he built. You know what I'm saying? He just one day said,
came with it.
114. No, it came with the growth. You know what I mean? It came with the growth. You know what I mean? He waxed mighty, you know what I mean? And then he started talking about what was so mighty. 14 wives, but he didn't just, you know, he didn't just marry them in one day. You know what I mean? We got to look at the scripture and kind of, you know, slowly build as it is written. So he waxed mighty. He was ready for what he had. He wasn't 14 wives and, you know, he's hungry and he's starving.
And they fighting each other.
And that's madness. You know what I mean? He waxed 14 wives and then he died, right? Because they killed him. You know, he was ready for
He
it.
had a stroke.
Right. Right. No, it wasn't like that. It was built, it was wisdom, it was knowledge, it was understanding, it was strength that they're talking about. That's why they said he waxed mighty. Right. And the scriptures say you mighty, man. You know what I'm saying? You know, you definitely and ain't nothing wrong with that. With being mighty in the eyes of the Most High. Most High wants us to be strong, right? And weakness was never something that was the Father. He never, you know, called us to be weak. There's going to be times in life that we will be weak, but he will strengthen us, right? He will come in where our strength fails to get us past the thing that our strength can't do. But he never told us to be weak. Right? He never, matter of fact, he told us to strengthen ourselves.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Be strong and of good courage.
That's it. So, strong is, is it's an adjective. It's not a noun. You know what I mean? It's a describing parts of you. If you physically strong, it's talking about your physical strength. Mentally strong, it's talking about your discipline. If you're financially strong, it's talking about your ability to create wealth and to have what you need when you need it. You know what I mean? And not find yourself lacking. So all this stuff is based on strength. Father wants us to be strong. You know what I mean? He doesn't want us to be weak. He doesn't want our families to be weak. A weak family is a family that you don't stick together. You know what I mean? A weak family could be easily broken apart. A strong family, people say, "Oh, they got it." You had a friend that had a lot of brothers. That's a strong family over there. You can't mess. You mess with one of them, you mess with all of them.
Mm-hmm.
That's how everybody know that's a strong family.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I was counseling with a young man on the phone. I think it was last night. I was talking to him about, structuring a camp and a school. Like when you become a family, you know what I mean? When you in that family zone, you ain't gonna do my man's dirty and think I'm gonna be good with you. I ain't good with you. You know what I'm saying? And if you understand that's how a family's supposed to be. You in a household, let's say you got your brothers, right? But shout to the big priest Monatazak, right?
General Monatazak.
General Monatazak, right? And he doing you dirty, right? Yo, Taza wasn't supposed to have a problem with that. You know what I mean? Like, yo, what you?
Right, you ain't supposed to be like, that's between y'all.
That's between y'all. Ain't got to do with me. That's a weak family. You know what I mean? Right. A strong family is like, whoa, what you just do to your brother? Nah, we counsel, issues. Matter of fact, we all jump in, right? That's a strong family. That's where, a lot of times, a lot of this, what people call gangs and stuff like that, is based on a family mentality that they did not have at home. Because at home, everybody was looking out for themselves.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? My son is not going to do my daughter dirty, and I'm going to sit there and be like, well, that's between y'all two. Y'all work that out. You know what I'm saying? Get out of the way. I'm watching Netflix, right? No. Netflix got to turn off, and I got to be like, yo, what are we doing here? A strong family stands on principle. If we have strong families, we're going to have strong communities. We're going to have a strong nation. So I was breaking down how a strong camp is supposed to operate, basically, to the belt, right? So, it has to operate like a strong family. You got to have a head. But he was explaining to me that the camp he had didn't have a head, right? There was no top man. It was just everybody on the same level.
That sounds like Esau was his was sentence.
I said that's a club. Like that. That's a club, or like a what do you call, like a social club. That's not a camp. That's not an organized. It's not an organization, because then what's the organization? They always use this analogy. If I give you a bag of the letter A and tell you put it in order, what are you gonna do? Right? Everything has the letter A. I got a bunch of red letter A's in a bag, and I say, could you put these in order for me? You'd be looking at me like they're all the same.
Right.
How do I put them in order? But if I gave you the alphabet A through Z, and I say put this in order for me, you could easily put that in order, because everybody got their position in their spot, the way it's supposed to go, right? Or if I give you some size order or some sort of order, order needs to have position. Without position, there's no order, right? We all can't be on the same level. We all can't do the exact same thing, because it'll be no position, it'll be no order, it'll be chaos, right? Even the best singing groups, somebody was the lead singer, right? And even though I say, I bring up a group, Destiny's Child, right? Who was the lead singer?
That's the first one I thought of.
Beyonce.
Beyonce, obviously. But honestly, there was times where, damn, I like Kelly Rowland's voice.
Yeah.
Better.
Beyonce fell back.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But she's still not the lead singer. Beyonce's still the lead singer. Even though Kelly snapped on that song, You know what I mean? But she don't become the lead singer because she snapped on that song. This the lead singer here. You know what I mean? And this is how we're going to run this thing because it has to have order. For the simple fact, it has to have order. So any organization has to have order. Any family has to have order. Is the father, the head of the house, the husband, then he got the wife or wives, right? They coming, and children and on down. It has to have some sort of structure, right? So that when there is a disagreement, everything is good when everybody's in agreement. When it's a disagreement, who's going to be the last word? Who's going to set the pace forward? Who's going to make sure this thing goes the right way? Somebody has to be that person. For every land, there's a landlord. You know what I mean? For every, I live in this complex here. There's a management company. If there's something, I might have an idea. If I go over there, they tell me no. I might decide tomorrow, you know what? I'm going to cut down that tree out there. I'm going to put a barbecue pit. I can't do that. You know what I'm saying?
You're gonna put your crib under siege.
What are you doing? Well, I pay my rent, but that don't make you the boss.
Right.
That don't make you the owner. You want to be the owner, you got to put skin in the game and be the owner.
You got to pay the price.
Got to pay the, you got pay the, what they say, pay the cost to be the boss. You got to pay the cost to be the boss. You can't be claiming bossdom and try to use, brotherhood to be, we on the same level. Nah, brother. Yeah, that's not how organizations work. That will only hold you back, prevent you from progressing. You got to collect, now, you could determine who that person is going to be. It doesn't always have to be the same person because, we were talking about now with the presidency, right? The president doesn't stay the president forever. You know what I mean? At some point, somebody else takes the reins and they're the president now. But there has to be one. Somebody got to be there. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. Right. And for the time that they're there, that's the man. You know what I'm saying? You running the show. Like we have camps. We decide who's over this camp today. If you running the camp today, you the man. That's it. You know what I mean? What that man say is what's going to go down. Right? Because that is wisdom. That is order. Family, I know that was a little bit off topic, but hey, these things happen. It's Bring It Out Radio Show. We just chopping it up. This is how we chop it up here. All right. So, anything more on this Trump assassination? You got anything more on that?
So there's more information revealed.
With what?
Until there's more information revealed.
All right. So there's more information revealed. You know what I mean? Family, we will bring it to you. It is the Bring It Out Radio Show. We thank everyone for logging in with us. Any closing thoughts that we got for the people?
Yeah, Con. I just want to say, we could debate all day or we can speculate, whether the assassination was real or not, But my question is, were you prepared? If Donald Trump got murdered, were you prepared for whatever was going to happen next? Now that the assassination attempt didn't work when, the plan was foiled. Are you prepared now? What are we going to do in the last days? Knowing that any given time, this kingdom is going to fall. This queendom is going to fall. What are we doing to prepare our mindsets? What are we doing to prepare our spirits for, the day when Hamashiach, Yahushua come and bring our redemption, when Babylon is going to fall. So it's just a call to action to see, who's going to prepare themselves, who's studying, who's getting into the scriptures, who's fasting, who's praying, who's building up their faith in these last days that we in.
Absolutely, man. Okay. Preparation, man. Preparation is everything, man. How about you, Sniper?
Just let me back on what he said about preparation. So in a situation like that where you have a presidential candidate, especially somebody like Donald Trump, is assassinated, you got to expect there's going to be riots, race riots,
famine.
You're not going to be able to go to Publix and get your Hot Pockets. You know what I mean? It may not be easy to get the service anymore. There may not be live streams anymore. You know what I mean? Everything you've been doing up until now, where you were supposed to be studying and knowing the scriptures, like we know the scriptures, now is your family. It's going to be like really a life and death type of thing, because you're going to be held accountable to know certain information and live by them in the eyes of the Most High during those times. I don't know is not going to be an answer in that day. When so-called white man is busting through doors and there's a famine, the scriptures talk about that. how neighbors are going to be trying to rob into other neighbors' houses and stuff? Are we making sure, like, we, like Kadash brought out in his, I think it's last Wednesday, about your an optimal temple? Are you making sure you're taking care of your vessel, that you're able to defend yourself when that happened? Because, like Chief brings out, as a man, you shouldn't feel feel comfortable to not be able to defend yourself. Those times are going to come. Are we really preparing ourselves for those times? Are we training ourselves? Are we training our family? Are we training our wives, spiritually and physically? Because the Most High deals with works along with faith. That's the only thing I wanted to say.
Absolutely. That wisdom that's within got to show on the outside. What's the purpose of having wisdom within and it's not manifesting anything? You know what I mean? We are irresponsible when we know better and don't do better. You know what I mean? We've all experienced levels of irresponsibility in our lives, but the Father is calling for us to be more responsible, more intentional. You know what I mean? In the things that we're doing, so that we have a purpose, to our life. Because we don't know when the last days is coming. We don't know when the last day is here. We don't know when the destruction is coming. We know we're in the last days, but we don't know when the destruction is coming. But what would it hurt to be prepared? You know what I'm saying? What would it hurt to have asset? And one of the biggest assets, believe it or not, people, you're the biggest asset. You know what I mean? People are the biggest asset. We, that this idea, this social cyber relationship environment we live in, we're taught, a kind of a weird connection with people, seeing real people and talking to real people and having real people in the midst. It's kind of weird now. Even people, they don't want to come to the job. Everybody work from home or everybody work remotely, right?
Right.
You don't want to come contact. You see people between the screen, but there is an aspect of a nation. This is why the Father, when he brought us out of captivity, he brought us together in the wilderness for us to understand what it is to have numbers, what it is to be a people, to be a nation. You know what I mean? In today's times, the way you build, I think you build big conglomerates is by having one purpose. You know what I'm saying? A company. Like how many people work for American Express? How much?
At least 100,000.
How much?
100,000 at least.
No, he said at least.
At least 100,000 people working for the same company. That's people, right? You know what I mean? They have a large investment of people. You know what I'm saying? And that people can turn to produce wealth, produce purpose, produce whatever is needed, especially these last days. That's why the Father told us in Zephaniah 2, verse 1, gather yourselves together. You gather together, O nation not desired, before the day come forth, before the day passes the chaff, before the fierce anger of the Most High come upon us. He told us, gather your people.
Right.
People get with people, create organizations, come together, build, work, play, pray together, know each other. Right? The scriptures gave us another order in the scripture says to know those that labor among you. Get to know each other. When Moray Judah was teaching us Hebrew, he said, what do you have after shalom? You know what I'm saying? What about mashalamka? You know what I mean? Mashalamka in Hebrew is, what's your peace? How you doing? You know what I mean? What's going on with you? Know your family. Take some time out, see the value in people. That's the richest thing that you can have on this earth, because the time come when you out there and the stuff hit the fan and you're an individualite and you go swipe your card and the ATM machine is off. The first thing you're gonna want to know is, I need somebody to help me. And you have nobodies. Right? Scriptures say if you want to have a friend, be a friend. You know what I mean? Gave us all the clues.
Right.
Clues is there, right? Invest in people, man.
Real quick, something came to mind when you brought up 100,000 people, or however many people working on American Express.
Yep.
Those people got to be on one accord. They got to have the same dress code. They got to follow the same rules at HR. They got to be, they have to have the same type of code of ethics. If not, you're going to be in the unemployment line. So why is it so difficult for us to do this as a nation?
Because they're there for a purpose. They have one thing they do have in common is a purpose. They have to eat.
Right.
They have to have a place to live, which are very valuable purposes. But this is real. Remember, the Bible is not fantasy, it's reality. You know what I mean? We came together because what were the people murmuring against Moses? We just went over this, right? They needed water.
Mm-hmm.
But they gathered together, but they needed something that they didn't have.
Mm-hmm.
So Moses gave the power to Moses to bring forth the water, even though he didn't do it correctly, right? But it's showing you real substance is needed. The people work for that company because they need water. They need food. They need raiment, right? When we start supplying that for one another or creating a situation that those things are being met and we're working together to meet those demands.
We're gonna start leaning on Esau so much.
What Esau who at that point? That's the only thing he got over us.
Mm-hmm.
Right? We're in slavery of our people right now is through necessities. Right? When we were on the plantation, he had to provide medicine, food, water, a wife, even a place to dwell. Everything was provided when we was on a plantation. We off the plantation. How do we provide these things for ourselves? We got to go back and work for the same guy that owned the plantation. And now we got to provide these things for ourselves through the same process. We are still connected to him. We're still enslaved until we provide those things for ourselves. And as a conglomerate, as a unit, we provide whatever services we provide to the world, but we do it as a people. That's what separates, right? That's why there's a Chinatown and there's a
Jewtown.
But when you go to Little Haiti, what do you have now? Are they working for their own people?
Nope.
And all of them leave in the morning to go to work, and they come back and hang out together.
Right.
You see the difference between Chinatown? You got Chinese bank, Chinese
corner store,
school,
hospital.
Chinese hospital, Chinese. You know what I mean? You go to Little Haiti, it's the same hospital, every place else.
Right.
The school is the same. Esau run the school system. You know what I mean? They don't let us build in that way because they know that's true nationhood.
Mm-hmm.
These other nations that come here, they already had that intact where they came from.
Mm-hmm.
So they just bring in where they came from over here, create their little zone so they can depend on their own. And the taxes and the things that they need to work as a nation, they depend on each other. Cool. You know what I mean? I can't hate that. Matter of fact, I can learn from it and say, we got to do the same thing. The great ones of our nation, we have to lean on them and let's bring us all up. I think it's Obama had said that phrase, but it's an old phrase. It goes way before him that the rising tide raises all ships. That only counts if you in that water. You know what I mean? And you got a boat. You know what I'm saying? If you don't got a boat, you're not in the water, that rising tide ain't got nothing to do with you. You know what I'm saying? So we got to raise raise each other up, find the great ones of our own people and benefit from what greatness they have and make it something that we all benefit from. You know what I mean? Just like these nations been doing to us for so long. You know what I mean? They've been using us and abusing us for so long. And we got to wise up. So, reading in the chat, please support the BTL Show family. Tune in every Tuesday. We need more viewers. Right? So we're gonna, let's make sure we're sharing this on all platforms in the near future. The producers out there putting out some chats, some messages that we have to really be be mindful of. All right. So water for everyone that was logged on tonight. It is now 10:22. So we're gonna wrap it in. Engineer, do you have anything to add? Okay, the engineer said you've said enough. All right. So with that, we're gonna leave y'all off with a couple of Shofar Loud tunes. Support the Shofar Loud, Hebrew music, truth music, right? You can't lose with it. Until we meet again, from the brothers here at the BTO podcast, say shalom.
Yeah, that's prophecy. Lord shall bring thee into Egypt again with ships. Yeah, that's prophecy. That's prophecy. And thou even thyself shalt discontinue from thine heritage that I gave thee. Yeah, that's prophecy. That's prophecy. And I will cause thee to serve thine enemies in the land which thou knowest not. Yeah, slave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, grave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, we nameless, yeah, that's prophecy, no lane switch, ain't no stopping me, let's go, slave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, grave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, we nameless, yeah, that's prophecy, no lane switch, okay, ain't no stopping me, let's go, I see pain all around my people, yeah, that's prophecy, too much sin, caught up in this evil, listen lies to see, cut up the drugs, gassed up in my spirit, ain't no broccoli, spreading the word, give my people knowledge, we be dropping seeds, I pray the most high, root them up, we straight away from our God, now we down bad, popping pills, zooted up, time to wake up the sheep, get them out of sleep, all my bros suited up, food song with the armor, with a Godspeed, they can't stop me, cause I'm too strong with the Father, as long as we on the side, we will never lose, breaking out the lies, we gon' tell the truth, we the Israelites, if we living right, then we got protection from the devil's moves, faith on 100, I need it, demons, they got us defeated, but it's on the rise up, got my eyes up in flames cause I'm heated. It's on sight when they see us. Scripts coming on flight, they can't reach us. The wicked pastor can't teach us. Gotta keep the Bible strapped as my defense. Prophecy being fulfilled. Last days getting real. Keep the commandments, you gon' be protected, but if you don't, you be killed. Slave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, grave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, we nameless, yeah, that's prophecy, no lane switch, ain't no stopping me, let's go, slave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, grave ships, yeah, that's prophecy, we nameless, yeah, that's prophecy, no lane switch, ain't no stopping me, let's go. Thou shalt see it no more again, and there ye shall be sold unto your enemies for bondmen and bondwomen, and no man shall buy you. Let's go. Yeah, we study prophets, last days, we in the presence, we don't got much options, living curses, we need some blessings, bodies filling coffins, people dying like every second, and it's never stopping, so much trials and this oppression, man, it's crazy, but we cannot lose faith, going hard for the truth's sake, telling my people they need to come back to the Most High before it's too late, old man gotta cut them off, yeah, today is a new day, bounce back, wanna fall down, gotta choose grace, cause we can't fold on God, he gon' keep us low, take away that pride, now it's time to grow. I dwell with my brethren. That's what I was told. Trying to stack that gold in heaven till it overflows. That's a fact. We was living lavish, now we glorify the trap. Came up out the world, I pray I'm never going back. Pastor say the law's done away with, yeah, that's cap. We not having that. Prophecy coming through back to back. Slave ships, yeah, that's prophecy. Grave ships, yeah, that's prophecy. We nameless, yeah, that's prophecy. No lane switch, ain't no stopping me. Let's go. Slave ships, yeah, that's prophecy. Grave ships, yeah, that's prophecy. We nameless, yeah, that's prophecy. No lane switch, ain't no stopping me. Let's go.
Behold, this arena will be built for all.
check. Yeah. Judah.
Healing, such a spiritual healing. What a wonderful feeling. And it's so exciting. Healing, such a spiritual healing. What a wonderful feeling. And it's so exciting. Ooh, I'll always remember the day when I found out we the real Jews and we all spoke Hebrew. Yeah. Ooh, I will always remember the days when I found out that we the real Jews, the descendants of the Hebrews, and I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise to go, tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise again.
It was one of the best days ever. I cried tears of joy from all these years destroyed. We've been deceived. I can't believe the truth was right in front of me. Reading through the curses in the book of Deuteronomy, the good news they confused up to the rivals because it proves we the real Jews according to the Bible. Hallelujah, what a feeling, what a feeling. It bear witness with my spirit like I won 100 million. I was on the phone that whole week calling all my peoples. They all thought I was crazy because I told them we was Hebrews. To this day I feel rich even though I'm from the slums, cause I come from the same tribe that Christ came from, and I've been feeling like.
Ooh, I'll always remember the day when I found out that we the real Jews and we all spoke Hebrew. Yeah. Ooh, I'll always remember the days when I found out that we the real Jews, the descendants of the Hebrews, and I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise to go, tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise again.
I remember like it was just yesterday. When I heard this truth, my spirit told me this the way. Get your Bible study, show thyself approved and don't delay. So I did it slowly, all my old ways I put away. This wisdom gave me power, knowing we are our special people. All this time I was blind, thinking we created equal. I was feeling so excited just to know that we the chosen. When you see us with our fringes on, you know that we awoken. We mentally was damaged, so many of us vanished. Through it all, he gave us back these statute laws and commandments. Don't let these heathens fool you. Our purpose to be rulers. And since that day I found out I'm from the tribe of Judah, I've been feeling like.
Ooh, I'll always remember the day when I found out that we the real Jews and we all spoke Hebrew. Yeah. Ooh, I will always remember the days when I found out that we the real Jews, the descendants of the Hebrews, and I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise to go, tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise again. Hey, it was such a good feeling the day when I found out that we the real Jews. And now we all spoke Hebrew, healing all over my body. I was so excited. It's like I didn't know what to do. Yeah. Ooh, I'll always remember the day when I found out that we the real Jews and we all spoke Hebrew. Yeah. Ooh, I'll always remember the days when I found out that we the real Jews, the descendants of the Hebrews, and I'm an Israelite from the tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahushua from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise, we go tribe of Judah. I'm from the tribe of Judah. Yahweh Shai from the tribe of Judah. We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise again. From the tribe of
Judah.
I'm from the tribe of
Benjamin.
From the tribe of
Levi.
I'm from the tribe of
Simeon.
From the tribe of
Zebulun.
I'm from the tribe of
Ephraim.
From the tribe of
Manasseh.
I'm from the tribe of
Gad.
From the tribe of
Reuben.
I'm from the tribe of
Naphtali.
From the tribe of
Asher.
I'm from the tribe of
Issachar.
We so tribal, the 12 tribes rise again.
All praises go to the mighty power of Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, for your mercy truly endures forever. Thank you, Yahweh, for all the blessings that you've given us. Thank you for this truth. The book of 2 Corinthians chapter 13 and verse 8. For we can do nothing against the truth, but for the truth. The word of Yahweh.
Twist Productions.
All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. Yes, I put the work in, but there's more to do. Gotta keep them laws, yes, we warning you. I was feeling great when I found out we the Jews. Yeah, we the chosen ones, we know the scripts is a loaded gun. All praise to the Father, I know that he got us, he's gracious, I know he's the only one. My spirit on defense in order to reach and remember that we gotta know the Son. Mashiach, Yahweh Shai, gotta come back to the laws and commandments before it's too late and we at the top. No man knows Yahweh, but we gotta know Yahweh. Keep the fruits of the spirit, we gon' grow like a flower. We down bad in this world, gotta keep the faith, we gon' get the power. The mother nations gon' be scared, I cannot wait till they get devoured. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High for this truth. All praise to the Most High.